Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is welcome here on the Amateur Football YouTube channel. And again, I literally want to thank everyone coming on. This is all about referees. Let's go straight into it. Let's not really kind of mess about. I have some great guests on this show, so let's literally add them in. So right now we have Ray, who's in the middle. Ray, who is the manager of Independent FC Vets. We have Paul, top as well, coach of Independent FC Vets. We have Jamal, who's a level 3 referee, and we have Nana, who's a level 5 referee. I think between all 4 of them, let's say they have definitely over 80 years of experience within football. So if anyone needs to know anything about football, these people are the guys. How is everyone tonight?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Well, very well.
Good. Yeah, Jamal, how you doing?
Yes, all good. Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So before we can go into it, I just want to show you guys what's been going on behind the scenes. There's a referee documentary that's just been released. I have a quick clip, and then once the clip's done, if like Jamal could quickly explain, what the referee documentary is about.
Okay, so is this your first final game?
This is my first final in this London FA. Well, I've done other finals, so this should be interesting.
You feel nervous or?
It's like anything. You have your rituals. You go through a bit of nervous energy. Once you're over that, get on the pitch.
You'll be fine.
You block it out. Yeah.
Nervous energy is good energy.
It's good energy.
Yeah. Good energy.
Got my assistants to support me.
Yeah.
17th finals. This is nothing for you. Okay, the hardest part that the match will be end to end, which will be hard for any match official. So your positioning and your movement is going to have to be really, really good. Okay, so first 10 minutes, get out of breath, feel like you're chasing the game. When they get tired, then you need to focus. How am I going to get my movement? Okay, and I hope you include that in your instructions to them as well.
So as a female refereeing men's games quite a bit, I've had to overcome the fear of being overpowered by 22 men on the pitch, and the conflict that happens as well to try and control it. Although I'm quite short and a female, it's quite hard for the respect to start from the beginning. So getting the respect going and talking to them how I'd like to be talked to by them too.
So Jamal, could you briefly talk about what this referee documentary is about?
Yeah, it was just a very short documentary to give a bit of the sort of behind the scenes of what it's like for a referee day to day, especially refereeing sort of important matches like cup finals. These were just some of the younger London FA Youth Cup finals, so that's why they were sort of up and coming refs. They weren't sort of established refs that people are sort of are better well known. But we just want to cover a little bit of something of what it's like being a part of the volunteer workforce, as we call it in the UK, and just a bit of background onto what referees go through. So I definitely will be doing more in-depth documentary for the upcoming cup final season, but this was kind of just a taster of more to come.
Cool. Great stuff. So you know what? Let's go straight into it because, again, thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I have 3 people already in the background that are waiting to actually come on. But you know what? I have to give my guests the fair crack of the whip first. And again, the title of this show, Are Professional Refs Paid Fairly? So I want to go to the manager of Independent Vets first. And my first bullet point quickly is, can you give me 3 words to describe pro referees? Oh, Ray, can you please mute? On mute. That's sorry.
Yeah, I would say 3 words to describe them. Do they have to be 3 linked words or just any 3 words?
Yeah, just like three words that literally spring to mind.
I would say pressurized. I would say busy, and I would say sometimes confused.
Okay. Paul. Okay, Paul.
Privileged. Busy. Privileged, busy, and I'll go with stressful.
Okay. Jamal.
Professional, clinical, and a challenge.
And finally, Nana.
Had career, professional, and important.
Okay. So actually, from the get-go, I should have probably explained. So literally, Paul and Ray are against referees being paid more, and Jamal and Nana are in favor of referees being paid a lot more than they are at this present moment in time. Before we can go, sorry,
a lot more. Did you say?
Well, a lot more. Well, in terms of discussions that we've had, and I just want to show everyone a quick graphic. This has been shared around social media regarding referees, I'd say salaries, and literally this is literally what kind of created the discussion as we speak now. So let's go here. Let's click there. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you guys see this?
Yeah,
Be part of it.
Okay, so yeah, so literally as I'm kind of scrolling down, so of course, these are what the referees are earning at this present moment. And again, this is literally being batted around social media. So again, this is like the information that I got from a WhatsApp group. So Martin Atkins, 200,000 a year, 1,500 per match. Anthony Taylor, the same per match, but 70,000. Mike Dean, same per match, 200,000 a year. And as we kind of scroll down, you will see your favorite refs, and again, there's a kind of consistent theme in terms of they can all get 1,500 a match, but I'd say the kind of lesser known refs get just under 50K a year, and this literally sparked the conversation that we are having right now. So you know what? I will literally kind of give it to Ray and Paul. Why do you think referees should not be paid more than what they earn at this present moment in time?
Not to be problematic to Brees, but I would actually ask the referees to explain, because we can see the figures. So I would ask the referees to explain, because you've said that they believe they should get paid a lot more. I would like to hear their reasoning as to why they think that wage is, I won't even say correct, but why they think they should get a lot more. That to me makes more sense.
Very true.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I will kind of pass it straight over to Jamal and Nana.
Well, personally, I'm quite satisfied with the current levels. I do think that source, I think, is a bit unconfirmed. I believe the everyday match fee of £1,500, I believe that to be correct. The salaries for majority of those match officials would be higher than what's provided in that graphic. I personally, I'm pretty satisfied with the current level of pay. To be honest with you, the current salary. I could probably make some arguments as to why it could be higher, but I personally don't think it should be a lot higher. I suppose Nana's main argument Nana will confirm will be that their counterparts in other countries are paid more. So that's my stance on it.
Okay. Nana?
Yeah, I see these professional referees as, you know, celebrities. If for example
Oh my
you
days.
see like Fulham players walking down the street,
Celebrities.
if are you going to be able to name all the players? Are you going to say who is this person, who is that? Are you going to say recognize them and say, oh, that's Tabriz who plays for Fulham, as opposed to if you see Mike Dean or any of these top officials, and celebrities and experience in certain fields comes with, you know, certain fees. For example, if you drive a bus, you are on a certain pay, but your supervisor will earn more. Probably your supervisor has spent his entire life, you know, going up the corporate ladder, the career chain. So if he has 15 years experience in the business, he's probably going to earn a lot more than you. Also, when you look at the Premier League or European football is worth about 23 billion, if the memory serves me right. And yes, the players generate, you know, people pay to watch these players, they generate a lot of fees. However, the man in the middle makes sure these games go ahead. So I believe that yes, the 200,000, yep, it should be fine. It could be more. However, my main thing is the 48K or 50K. I think that they could earn a lot more considering the amount of money in football. That's my view on that.
But it's not a question of could. The question is, so do you think, because Tabriz has said that someone or people say that referees should be paid a lot more. So just to be clear, are you saying that they should be paid a lot more, or are you saying you think they could be paid more? Because I'm slightly confused.
I think for a Premier League referee, I think 50K a year is not enough. I think they should be paid more. Okay. 200,000, that's brilliant. But I think the minimum should be around 70K a year for a Premier League referee. That's just me. That's my opinion on that.
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, sorry, Paul. So before we have to get Paul and Ray's opinion, I just want to kind of bring like someone in that's been waiting for about 10 minutes. Silky, let's kind of add him to the stream now. Is he there? Silky. Oh, you have to mute yourself, Silky. Can you? Silky, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds to unmute you. You have to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Yeah. Yes, I can kind of hear you loud and clear. Thank you for tuning in. What is your opinion about professional referees being paid fairly?
Okay. To be honest, I think 200K mark is a very good pay for them referees. But like Nana said, the guys that are earning 40K or less, I don't think they're paid enough, because I have played football in quite a bit of a high level, and ref actually do take a lot of stake. And the managers, I don't know, is it Ray and what's the other guy's name?
Paul.
Ray and Paul. Yourself actually being managers, you know that anything go wrong or before a game goes ahead, if the ref is not there, the game is not going ahead. Premier League referee, if the ref is not, the game is not going ahead. Players themselves are earning a lot more. Some players are earning what, 100K.
Oh my God.
Okay. You know what? The like line isn't clear, but it kind of seems like you are kind of agreeing with like what Nana said. I mean, Paul,
can't hear him. The microphone.
Yeah. But kind of audio isn't.
I think we got the gist of what he's saying.
Yeah. So literally, what kind of Silky's saying is that, you know, at the kind of 48K level, they should be paid a lot more. And again, going to Ray and Paul. I mean, What do you guys think about that? What Silky and Nana have like said about that?
Well, firstly, I think the whole referees are celebrities business is nonsense. It's an absolute joke. At the end of the day, the referees they're an official. They're there to facilitate the game being played, yes. But are they the only official that's there to facilitate the game being played? No. And if you're going into refereeing to be a celebrity, then to me you're there for the completely wrong reason. At the end of the day, we watch football to watch players, not to watch referees. We don't go there to. No one wakes up on a Saturday morning, leaves their house in freezing cold to go and see what Andre Marina's going to do today. No one wants to see that. And at the end of the day, with all due respect, yes, I respect referees and they have a difficult job to do. But are they talented? No. Can their job be done by somebody else? Yes. At the end of the day, when you watch a footballer and you watch, I can replace a referee. Can you replace a top footballer? Can you just pull him out and put somebody else off the street in? No. And at the end of the day, you're putting a man on the street and you're giving him £48,000 per year plus £1,500 per game. Now, at the end of the day, their wages shouldn't be in line with what the footballers earn because they don't generate that income. They don't bring in an income. The players do. So this whole argument of linking them to footballers, that's just to me nonsense. And that's just to me clutching at straws.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And Silky, thank you for coming in as well. Thank you so much. And there's some comments as well. Christopher Murray, so much money in football, there's no reason not to pay them more. Mark Steer, they all should be paid the basic salary of 200,000 as they all doing the same job at the top level of the Premier League. So it's unfair when one gets less than the other. Paul, I'll go straight to you actually. I mean, again, the next bullet point. I mean, if there's so much money in football, don't you think it should be spread around a lot better?
Oh, Tabrice, Nana, Jamel. I won't include Ray because he's sensible. Shouldn't money, because there's so much money, shouldn't it be spread around? Go and ask a grassroots club that question. See what they come back with. The money doesn't filter down to the bottom, my friends. It stays usually at the top. Okay? I'll go back to something that Nana said. They're celebrities. I don't understand what he means by that because I've never heard anybody talk in the pub before a game. I can't wait to see that ref tonight. I want to see if he's a box-to-box ref. I love how he refs. I've never heard anybody say that. So to say that they're celebrities is a talk of a ref, which Nana is. Ask anybody on the street. Ask an airline pilot, do you think you should get more money? Of course he's going to say yes. Airline pilots are well paid. You ask one tonight, he's going to say yes. Of course I should get more money. Nana is clutching at straws. They are not the talent. The players are the talent. What you guys are getting wrong is the players are the talent, not the rep. Football is not run like a normal business, as I'm sure Ray knows, and I'm beginning to think Jamal knows. I don't know if Nana understands that. Football is not run as a proper business. If it was run as a proper, it would go bankrupt. It's not. Your talented players get away with anything they want because they are the talent. They're the ones that put the bums on the seats. Okay? The ref doesn't put the bums on the seats. It's the players that generate the turnstiles in and out. It's them, not the ref. 48 grand. Think about this. This is not an elite sport. This is not polo that they're playing in Windsor Park, Great Windsor Park. This is the sport. 48 grand a year. Go and ask on Sunday morning, the bus stop, if he earns 48 grand a year for what a ref does? Ask him. Ask the dustman that's picking up your dustbins. Huh? If he earns 48 grand a year, 1,500 for 90 minutes. Hotel paid for, pick him up at the airport, dropped back at the airport. Ask him. Now he's living in a dream world. I'm sorry for taking that to living in a dream. 48 grand is good money in everybody's language.
Can I just say one thing?
Okay, go on.
I'm seeing some of the comments and everyone's saying, "Oh, it doesn't happen without us," and blah blah blah. At the end of the day, everybody understands you need a referee and officials to have a game of football. No one's disputing that. The question is, are they paid fairly? So everyone's saying about spreading the money around. Just to give a bit of context, a policeman, the game can't go, a professional game cannot go ahead without the police being in attendance for our safeties, for the referee's safety, and for players' safety. The starting salary for a referee, for a policeman is £23,000. So you're talking about spreading the money around. You've got somebody who's putting themselves in harm's way to protect these celebrities, and they're only on £23,000. But yet we're making an argument to pay a referee more than 48,000 plus £1,500 plus traveling. Are we really in the real world? Let's be honest. There are more people involved in football that facilitate the game being played at a professional level. So if you're spreading the money around, let's look at the wages for the groundsman. Let's look at the wages for the people involved behind the scenes that ensure that game goes ahead. Why aren't we talking about their wages? £48,000 real money at this level is good money. That's a lot of money. We're not talking about peanuts here. The average man isn't earning £48,000 a year. So to do something you love and being paid £48,000 a year, and it's something that you can be taught to do, there's not an actual natural talent in it. Come on, let's be real.
Okay,
there isn't a natural talent in it.
Oh, yeah, okay,
I know.
Guys, hold on, wait. So, like, Jamal, I want you to like respond in terms of what Paul and Ray have literally just said about your profession.
Yeah, I think people have to remember what a real debate is. A real debate is when neither side is clearly in the wrong and both sides can provide pretty compelling arguments. I think Ray and Paul have definitely done that, given some very good arguments. And despite the amount of referees in the chat, I think we have to acknowledge that they're making some pretty fair points. I'll tell you one thing for sure: when it's 1-1 in a match, I mean, even in a Sunday League match, but let alone a Premier League match, top of the Manchester Derby, North London Derby, Man United versus Liverpool, the match is 1-1, and there's 86 minutes on the clock, and the ball's going towards the penalty area. I'd much rather be a bin man or one of the 778 police officers on duty rather than the referee. That referee is put under immense pressure, and 48,000 is ridiculous. That source is incorrect. All of them get a higher basic salary than that. I'm not sure of the correct salary, but it'll be upwards of 60,000. But just to make that clear, I'm not trying to rile you up. I'm just trying to give you the facts because, but it'll definitely be higher than that. But irrespective of that, I think first things first, being a referee takes.
We can only speak one at a time. Jamal, can you please carry on?
Yeah, being a referee requires several talents. I understand it's different than being a footballer. Yes, it's not sort of a 1 in a million talent. It's not that sort of athletic ability, that high football IQ that makes elite players like, Wayne Rooney or Zaha, those sort of players, Messi, Neymar, stand out. Yes, of course, being a referee doesn't require that level of special talent, but it definitely does require talent because, trust me, I deliver referee courses. I've had some pretty good footballers come and take the referee course, and they just don't have the ability to change over and become a referee. Also, I've had very good professional people, lawyers, some medical professionals, and they will have what it takes in the theoretical part, but when it comes to the practical part and being able to handle the pressure, being able to handle and diffuse very volatile people and volatile situations, they don't have what it takes. And the notion of, what Ray's point was pretty fair in terms of the basics, in terms of you could pull a person off of the street and put them in a Premier League match, they could officiate it. But you could never pull off a random person in the street and put them in a Premier League team, and it'd be pretty clear that they're out of place and they wouldn't be able to do it. I get that notion, and it's not the worst argument. But I'll tell you this now: most people couldn't be pulled off the street to referee a Sunday League match, let alone a Premier League match. But irrespective of Ray and Paul, I think I'm happy that some people disagree with how referees feel, but are bringing some pretty sensible arguments against it. If that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you for that. And again, thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I've got crazy amounts of people that literally want to come on. James, I'm literally including you right now. Hello, James.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So literally, what is your opinion about professional referees? Are they being paid fairly?
They're being paid fairly. I wouldn't like to comment on that because obviously they're not getting the game to themselves now with all this VAR going on now, are they? They're not taking full responsibility of the game.
That's fair.
So, but I mean, let's kind of talk about the graphic that I put up right at the beginning. And again, we don't know if it's true or not. The lowest paid ref in the Premier League gets just under 50k a year. Do you think that is right for someone that's not say high profile, but's literally played in the best league in the world?
Yeah, it's a big responsibility. There's a lot of money at stake as well, isn't there? For the clubs, you know what I mean? So I think they're getting paid the right amount of money at the moment.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But it's still taking it away from the game. The referees have not got the whistle in the hand doing every decision on the field they play now, are they?
That is a fair.
That's a separate show. We need to have a VAR show as well.
But thank you, James, for that. Thank you so much for your opinion and comment. And again, thank you for everyone that's been coming in onto the chat. Tony, is it Hernandez said, "Well said, Paul." I think Paul must have made someone smile with one of his comments.
It's just common sense.
And then Christopher Murray, a match fee of 1,500 is much more than just 90 minutes. It takes 2 or 3 days depending on where they are. And again, that is a fair point in terms of preparation. And Chris, how much are professional refs paid in general? Well, again, I would say the kind of general would be about 60,000-70,000. But in terms of at the lower end, in terms of the graphic that I showed before, some referees in the Premier League are getting less than 50k a year.
Can I ask a question?
Yep. Go on, Paul.
During the first lockdown, did we have a clap for the refs? Or did we only have a clap for the NHS? There's a lot of supporters of football. We were missing it. It wasn't happening.
That's
did
just
we all
nonsense.
go out? No, let me finish, please. I didn't interrupt you. Did we go out on the doorstep on a Thursday and clap the refs because their wages were so poor? Huh? There's a lot of people that support football. We were missing it. Did we think that?
That's that is again that's a kind of subject that we could probably talk about later on. Let me kind of add to someone else in. Dog Soul. Hopefully I've kind of got your pronunciation right. Thank you for tuning in. What is your opinion about referees being paid fairly in the Premier League? Hello? Hello? Okay, Dog Soul's not there, so I'll remove him. Let's move on. And then there's someone called PA. Let's kind of add them to the channel. Channel PA, hope you are well. What is your opinion about referees being paid fairly in the Premier League?
Sorry guys, it's Peter Agbuda. Yeah, I'm with Nana and what Jamal said. Maybe it's because I'm a referee, but I just feel like obviously,
man.
Sorry, can you hear me? Huh? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can continue.
Yeah, I'm with Jamal and Nana were just saying, obviously I'm a referee, but I just feel like the referees have to make a lot of sacrifices as well, take time from the family, etc. We have to work hard, etc. So I'm with the referees, to be honest.
Okay.
And someone mentioned about the NHS here, but no one clapped for the players as well, to be honest. So I just thought
exactly
that point kind of
exactly.
invalid. Say that again. Sorry, who's that?
No, you know.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry,
no
it's
one
me,
clapped for the players because they're
no
well
one clapped
paid.
for the players.
Yes, because they're well paid. No one clapped for the refs because they're well paid. That's the problem. That's what I was trying to get at.
I don't Peter, you made Paul's point for him.
No,
Thank you.
Sorry.
You didn't mean to, but you did.
Oh, my
Thank
bad.
you.
I'll say no more.
It's all right.
Let me say no more. So,
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Listen, Paul is stealing the show completely. I'm loving it.
And,
I knew it would be easy work. I knew it would be easy work.
I want to just clarify one thing because
easy work.
I agree with a lot of what Jamal said. There's a few little bits I didn't agree with, but in the main, I agreed a lot. And maybe the word when I said no talent, maybe that was misconstrued. I'm not saying it's an easy job. Not for one moment am I saying it's an easy job. And I understand there's pressure in it. But what my thing is, we have to bring it back to perspective. 48, well, going by the chart, £48,000 a year plus 1,500 games, £1,500 per game. That's a hell of a lot of money. And it has to be, you have to look at what is actually, we're now arguing to say up that to 200 grand. I'm sorry, but that to me is a lot of money. And maybe I'm just being naive, but I don't see any reason to be even talking. And I know you didn't say this, Jamal, but I don't see any reason to be considering upping it anymore. Because
can I ask a question, please? Then, because what only thing, because I'm pretty satisfied with a lot of the things that you and Paul are saying. I suppose the main question would be, did that graphic surprise you? If it surprised you, what did you expect them to be paid? Because you don't need to be financial experts. You know, you're both adults, so you must have had a decent idea of how to potentially cost up. There's no way you expected the graphic to say 16,000 a year.
No,
£100 per match. There's no way you expected that. So what sort of figures were you expecting?
No. I expected it to be around. I did expect it to be roughly around that kind of numbers. Yeah, how the conversation started was Nana saying they're not paid enough. That's how the conversation got started, and the conversation should they be paid more. I've got no. At the end of the day, you've negotiated. The referees union, whoever has negotiated this rate, and fair play to you, as Paul said. No matter what field you're in, you're gonna want to get the best possible rate. It's natural, but the argument was: should it go up, and should it be somehow linked to what the players earn? And that to me is nonsense. You cannot.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Because
hold on, guys. Again, let me kind of go to another quick call before I go to my next bullet point. Mecca, hope you are well. What is your opinion about professional referees' salaries?
Yeah, for me, I just think that they're overpaid. It's my personal opinion. Like, I play at a pretty decent level. Just from my work, and if I can't just look at it in a business perspective, like what my guy was saying, it's although it's not an easy job, there's more people that you can find to do refereeing. And I think if you took it into like a business world and how people's wages are actually made, it's like supply and demand. There's a lot of referees, so they shouldn't be paid a lot of money because you can find a lot of people who can actually do that job. Whereas you can find a centre half like Van Dijk will get paid. They pay like 80 million for him because there's, maybe 2 or 3 of that caliber people in the world. Whereas a referee, that's how people's wages are worked out. It's okay, well, how many other people can do what you can do? And I feel with referees, I know especially at the level that I play at, the quality is not very high. And even when I have to like pay our referees, like when I've ran football teams, I'm like, wow, that's how much you get paid. And I've had to, and this is kind of what you've actually given me on the pitch. Same, you wouldn't have to bring in things like VAR. If referees are actually doing the job properly, you wouldn't have to bring in like all these other things to like make sure they're actually doing the right job. So yeah, I kind of agree that they should be happy with what they're on at the moment. I think they're overpaid. So yeah, definitely not getting anything else on top.
Okay, well, you know, just to kind of sit on the fence, literally imagine, you know, you are one of the elite referees that literally has to, you know, go to a World Cup with the social media pressure, with the country's pressure against you as well. Shouldn't that also be kind of included in terms of how much money I should be earning? Because, you know, if you've got that sort of responsibility and you're getting paid less than, let's say, I don't know how much a World Cup referee would actually get, but let's say 70. I don't know. But
you get money for that, don't you?
But you know,
a lot of it. You get money for that.
No, but like, you know, it's nowhere near as much as what players get for national appearance.
Stop using the players. Stop using the players.
Wait, hold on. Mecca. So don't you think that should be included when we kind of talking about major tournaments? Shouldn't referees get paid a lot more?
But I think referees, you do get a bonus. You do get paid extra for going to a major tournament. That's why, you know, they get all of these assessments throughout the year, and you know they pick the best referees to go, and then they get paid extra on top of their salary. Like, it's not that this is your salary, and if you go to World Cup, you don't get paid any extra. They do get compensated for that. And I feel like, again, just taking it away from, I don't really like talking about footballers or celebrities as like they're special people. End of the day, it's their job. So for me, it's just, look, are you good at your job or not? I'm not paying you extra for social media pressure. You know, you can look at one eye and be like, oh yeah, it's social media pressure because you're in the spotlight. But I could be like, okay, I'm going to pay you less because you're in the spotlight. You know, if they could use their platform, they're getting all these millions of people watching them. They can then use that to their advantage to get money through different avenues. So I don't think you can use it to be like, pay me more because of the social media pressure. If I do my job properly, it's not a pressure, is it? Like, you're only going to get pressured if you do bad. That's the issue.
Okay. No, fair point. Thank you so much, America, for your
well said, young man.
opinion.
Well said.
Yeah, good point.
So,
before you go to the next one, just wanted to clarify two things. So, when it comes to the picture that I put there when it was going around social media, number one, I never said 200K. They should be paid more than 200K. And I can screenshot my message because my thing was 200K is fine. And in terms of the celebrity status, again, maybe that was misconstrued. I was talking about the pressure. Referees is a high profile job. If you're a Premier League FIFA official, it's a high profile job. And I know that people have to, the death threats they receive, for example, people have to hide their families, referees, just to make sure that they are safe. Now, in this job, if you're doing this job, you're the man in the middle. You are facilitating making this work. It's not like picking someone from the street and say, train for 2 months to become a referee. It doesn't happen like that. Someone has spent 15, 20 years of their life refereeing a football match. That's a proper career. So if they are earning 60,000 a year, 70,000 a year, even up to 100,000 a year, I don't think that's bad at all. I personally don't think 50 or 48. I don't think that's enough. That's what I'm saying. And I think Paul mentioned that. You mentioned a second point about what did he even say? It will surely come back to me. But I just wanted everyone to understand that it's not just getting up, going into the middle of the pitch and then refereeing a game. Like, people find it so easy. Like, he's just a referee. We don't come to watch him, but they make things happen. They make sure the policemen that you're talking about. Yes, that Ray was talking about earlier on. Yes, they can. They have to be there, but they have to be there only if we are assuming that there could be crowd trouble or whatnot, for protection of the players, protection of match managers, whatever. But if they weren't there and there's no crowd trouble, do you really need them there?
Yes.
Their presence is
That's a crazy. That's a crazy thing.
Okay, so the two of you need to keep quiet.
Even Jamal's not even Jamal's not with you with that one.
No, that's madness.
It doesn't matter who is with me. It doesn't matter who is with me.
I said that the
police now.
don't have to be there.
Police now.
Just
You got
what I'm saying.
Hold
What
on.
I'm saying to you is that,
and then tell me that you don't need police there. To
70,000 people.
No, what I'm trying to explain to you is that you are saying that you're trying to justify that because the policeman is acting as a football pitch, then you're trying to justify that then his pay should also be higher.
Well,
and I'm saying that it doesn't work that way.
The money around.
Hold on. Wait. Listen.
£48,000 by anybody's calculation is a lot of money. And
no, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying it isn't. What I'm trying to explain to you that
more.
You said no. I'm talking about the 50K. I didn't say 200.
That's 48,000. Yes, 48,000.
Yes, but when you say because I never said 200,000 is.
No one mentioned 200,000. You said the 48,000 isn't enough, and they should get paid more. And I'm arguing against that. I don't agree with that. I think
but you said from the beginning, and I wanted to clarify that in the group.
More than that. I think
guys, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let's
I need that to clarify before we go on because I never said 20K is not enough.
Said that.
No, you actually did. 10 minutes ago, you actually did.
You said the 48,000 isn't enough, and you said
listen. Okay, so you're agreeing that what I said was the 48K is not enough, in my opinion. I never said the 20K is not enough. Yeah.
No, I mentioned 200K.
No, you did mention it in the group. It said
hold on. You know what? Let's
wildly over the limit.
Guys, wait. Let's please stick to the guys. You know, hold on. Hold on.
There's no
Ray, hold
Take
on.
control of this, Nana.
Ray, hold on. Listen, exactly. Please.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. We have people waiting, and again, I have there's been like a lot of comments coming in. So literally, I just want to shout some people out. Henry J said, "Clap for the refs." So you know what? Again, like
let him go out on his doorstep now and clap. See how much people on his street.
Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on.
He's just trying a lot of rubbish. That's what he's just trying a lot of rubbish.
John's come up with a very good one.
Hold on. We have a next comment. We need more black referees in the game in general. And again, this is a topic that we can probably touch upon later on. But again, thank you for your comment. And Tyrone Roberts, probably from Emeka, said, well said, that fella, before. So Emeka, if you are still listening, you have a lot of fans. So let's go on to the next point. And again, this is, again, to Jamal and Nana. And, again, please kind of keep it to the bullet point. And I think Paul touched upon it. Fans are there to watch stars, they're not there to watch the refs. So why should refs be paid more? So literally, this is something that Paul touched upon. And again, Jamal, could you, I don't know, like can you kind of change my mind? Why?
Oh, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. I think when you want to watch the stars, remember what Paul and Ray are saying around that. I mean, they're speaking for the people. There aren't 3-year-olds right now running around saying, "I can't wait to grow up to be a ref." They're 3-year-olds playing, taking shots and they're shouting, Aguero, or that's just how it is. They want to be a footballer. They want to be Messi or Neymar. So, people are there to see the stars, yes, but they want to see a football match. They don't want to see the way football was in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They want to see their stars being able to play football and to actually be protected. And the way, you're thinking about a situation where before the 60s, there weren't even red and yellow cards. A British referee had to create that concept in regards to yellow cards globally after the 66 World Cup. So that just proves if you want to see your stars, your referees are integral to that. If you really want to educate yourselves in that harmony between players and referees, watch Premier League years, watch best Premier League goals. Some of the best Premier League goals that you'll see, a referee has made a good decision just before then, either to play an advantage or to not penalize a fair challenge that a lot of other people would have given. And then that led to some of the most special goals. Seriously, I didn't even realize it until I became a ref myself and went back and watched football goals and Premier League goals. And some of the best goals you've ever seen is after a referee played an advantage or a good decision beforehand. And if you look at people's careers who were cut short if you look at my dad teaching me the history of football and saying Eusebio is one of his favorite players, and Eusebio didn't win the World Cup in 1966 because he got kicked down, got chopped down. You know, that's how it was for Maradona. Marco van Basten, one of the best Dutch players ever, career got cut short because of just the way the defenders is just foul attackers. And all of that has stopped to the point. It's probably gone the other way in regards to diving, but a lot of that stopped because of referees, you know. And in regards to, we don't have a match fixing issue in this country, thankfully. And part of that reason is because referees are compensated well enough and have enough of an integrity background to where referees can't really be bought out. The strongest argument for referees being paid more would be to make sure that the game, that this Premier League product doesn't get ruined by any sort of bouts of match fixing. And that would be the main reason why you would make sure that Premier League referees are well paid, or any top level referees are well paid, because we don't have to worry. Whenever a goalkeeper or a defender makes an error in this country, we think that player isn't good, or they've made a bad decision, they're not good enough for this level. We never think match fixing, and that is a massive privilege.
Okay, no, fair point. And Ray and Paul, is there anything that you wanna, you know, I don't know if you've got a counter argument in terms of what Jamal's just said?
I think Jamal's on our side. I mean, thank you very much, Jamal. That was beautifully said. I mean, I don't know what more I can add to that, to be honest.
How is he on your side when he's telling you why you should be paid?
Can you be quiet? Well, let me finish.
Do you not understand English or something?
Nana, please, it's not your turn. Paul, please.
You love interrupting.
No.
I know
Oh,
you're
you
under
actually
pressure
did
now.
when I was speaking.
I
You
know
actually
you're
did.
under pressure now, but relax.
What pressure?
Relax. So, Jamal, you are completely right. No kid grows up wanting to be a ref. No, you know, just like it used to be said, no kid grew up wanting to be a defender. They always wanted to be a forward. Okay? Yes, we all know we need a ref to continue the game. No one is saying that. No one is digging them out. What we're saying is the facts. 48, and you're saying it's more, but I'm going on the 48 because when you reach 50, you're reaching the big boys tax reduction. Okay? I'm not sure if a lot of people don't. When you reach 50, you're getting the big boy tax coming off your wages. So they're on 48, you say more. So some of them are already on the big boy tax. Okay? 48 is a good wage. Ask any man on the street that. And what Nana said about pressure, and I think you said that as well. I have to, and you might, that's not pressure. 48 grand and someone's going in on goal and someone drags. That's not pressure. I tell you what pressure is. You're being on the 15th floor. You're a single mother. You got 4 kids and you got £30 to last you for a week. That is pressure, my friend. That is not pressure. Someone going in on goal.
How is that related to football?
I mean,
let
listen,
me finish.
They're both
grand.
pressure. There's different types of
48
pressure.
grand or more, and
There's
you
different
got to
types
make
of
a
pressure.
decision. That's not pressure.
We can find examples and excuses either way. Just straight to the point.
Nana, you know, you will literally have your point. John, you know what? I want to include you. Thank you for waiting. I'm with you right now.
Yeah, well.
How you doing? So literally, what is your opinion about professional refs being paid fairly? Please give us the talk.
Well, when you say fairly, I mean 48k, as Paul said, funnily enough, you know, 48k in any standard of work field is a pretty decent salary. And not only that, are we looking at is that salary throughout the season and beyond? So what happens in between that? So for example, start of the season to the end of the season, you're on 48k. So what happens in between that? Are you still paid? Or do you have a job in between that?
Well,
I would imagine it'd be monthly.
Yeah, well, you know, we are literally talking about the elite referees at, you know, the Premier League level. You know, in
so
terms
they're
of
professional. That's
so it's a yearly.
Right, okay.
That's their job.
Yeah, so literally that's the job. But you know, again, the whole argument is I kind of put a graphic at the beginning.
Right, yeah, I kind of missed that, yeah.
Okay, so literally, so the most paid referee, I believe, off the top of my head, is Mike Dean, and I think is it Mike Atkins that
Martin.
Yeah, so it's a Martin that are kind of at the 200,000k a year, and
Someone know his name is a celebrity.
And then
I was just thinking that, you know, if you can correct Fabrice on Martin Atkinson's name, that proves that he's a celebrity. But that's a separate conversation.
And then in terms of like what the graphic said, the least paid is just under 50 at 48. And you know what the
Right.
question is you know, at Premier League level, you know, is 48k enough with the money that's being batted around and what players?
Oh, what you mean? Like, okay, so you're talking the money that's floating around the Prem.
100%.
Should refs be paid more?
Yeah, than 48k.
Well, not unless they get sponsorships to go on top of that. Because at the end of the day, I can't. You know, if you said to me, "Boy, pay me 48k," happy days.
Thank you.
Do you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to other referees, but then it's like, okay, do they get win bonuses? What? Oh, you refed really well. Here's a bonus. Or you know, my God, you made an atrocious decision. Like, do you take money from them? Because at the end of the day, yes, their job. Their job is extremely important. But what you've got to realize is that at the end of the day, one wrong decision could be the difference between you earning 30 million for getting in the Champions League or staying in Europa.
Okay.
That's a great point. Can I add something to that? So that same thing in the same line of what you said, another good decision can also mean that a team gets promoted as opposed to being relegated. So if you're going on the same lines, then why not give him a bonus? Then why not give him some more money, like you're saying? Because referees do get demoted.
So now you
referees are assessed for every single thing. I'm sorry.
Now you want referees to be incentivized.
They already they get bonuses. What Jamal mentioned before. Hang on.
John,
see,
wait,
this interaction is not working. Hang on.
Wait.
In terms of the referees are assessed.
Nana, so like John, could you please answer what Nana said in terms of if a kind of referee does a sterling job, shouldn't they, shouldn't be I don't know, like some like sort of wage increase, if it's
well, at the end of the day, let's look at, if you're going to look at it like any normal job, yes, at the end of the day, there'd be some kind of review, and maybe they may increase it, they might keep it the same, who knows? But I think if that's your starting at 48 for like the Prem, boy, you can't be doing too badly. But then if
can I say something quickly?
Yeah,
can I say something? The caller, you said if it was a normal job. Let's get that straight. This football industry is not like anything in the normal street. It's not run like a blue chip company. This is a completely different entity than anything else. Okay? Because if it was run like a blue chip, it would be bankrupt. So it's nothing like industry that we know of. We go to our job and our bosses and our companies. It's run nothing like that. Okay? So we've got to take that out of the equation and stop using that as some sort of template. Football is not like that. Football stands out on its own, in its own little world, and everybody else is around it. Simple as that. There's nothing else next to it. Nothing.
Yeah, but hang on a sec. If it stands alone, right? Why do clubs go bankrupt?
Because they run badly. Everything.
Yeah, but that's like any other business, then, isn't it?
No. Okay, let me put this to you then. You're going to work tomorrow, and you make a derogatory comment to one of your colleagues, but you're the top. Let's say you're the top panel beater in your body shop, and your boss goes, you know what? John's the top body shop panelist. I can't get rid of him. Right? I'm gonna let it go. Tomorrow, the apprentice says exactly the same thing. Do you think your boss lets him go?
Well, yeah, he would do. Why wouldn't he?
Okay, so as I said, in football, Suarez, Phil Foden. 2 examples. Suarez, top player. Liverpool didn't let him go. Talent. Will excuse anything he does. Phil Foden with England. Man City let him go? No. Talent. We'll keep him. Football is run completely different. completely different than
I
anything else.
don't see the
So
correlation in
I
that.
don't
In that.
understand why
Hold on,
Nana.
wait,
I don't
hold
understand
on.
why Nana keeps on bringing this back
Hold
to.
on, Paul, hold on, wait,
Sorry, go on, go on.
wait. John, honestly, thank you so much for your contribution. Please keep on tuning in. Thank you so much.
Please, to brief before you bring the next person in. Sorry, I just wanted to say something to what Jamal said, because I agreed with almost all of it. The only bit I disagreed with, and I think we're taking credit or we're giving credit to referees for when he mentioned about the standard of refereeing in the earlier years where we've lost players like Van Basten to injury and things like that. Would you say it's the referees that have changed it or the rule makers? Because the referees are following a set of rules, and the rules are being made by the football associations, by the different UEFA, FIFA, whoever, right, wrong, or indifferent. But they're not the ones who have implemented that change. They're just the ones who carry out the changes that have been implemented. Like with VAR, a lot of referees don't agree with VAR, I'm assuming, because some of the things we've heard come out from the referees, they don't like the way it's been done. The handball rule, they're not happy with the way they have to implement the laws of the game. So they're not the ones who've actually made that change. They're an instrument like anybody else within football. They are just there to facilitate the template that has been given to them. That's why they're marked up and down for when they don't carry out the rules as they were.
Yeah, I think the reason why this is great, I'm going to shed some light on some areas because I think it'd be best for everyone. In regards to the lawmakers in football, they are mostly referees. Okay, mostly either referees coming towards the end of their career or former international referees. And then the lawmakers who aren't referees, they actually sort of confer with the referees to sort of revisit and make the changes to the laws of the game. So the referees are very much part of that. Like, for instance, the referee who, I can't remember his name, it's top of my head, but the referee who created the yellow and red cards, he actually done that himself. It was his idea. And then the FIFA and IFAB, the International Football Association Board, actually supported that decision. And now it's an everyday part of the global game. In regards to referees being incentivized, obviously the previous caller made some comments that in the business world make a lot of sense in regards to our referees incentivized, they get bonuses. But in the refereeing world, obviously you can't really give a bonus to a referee for that. Referees are exactly like the players in the team. They're on a league table that they get evaluated after every match based on their performance. Every single decision from a throw-in to a penalty to a red card is marked as accurate or inaccurate, and they get put into a league table based on those marks. If you are higher up the league table, you get more matches, and the more matches you referee, is the more £1,500 you get. Does that make sense? So if you are a low performing referee, you'll probably referee between 15 and 20 matches, which means you only get 15 or 20 times 1,500. And if you're a higher performing referee, sort of like Michael Oliver, Martin Atkinson, then you're likely to get referee between 30 and 40 matches. So that is the form of your incentive. And also you can get selected to be a FIFA referee to officiate on World International Youth Tournament, Europa League, Champions League, Euros, and of course, the big daddy of them all, the World Cup, which also comes with an extra fee. So that's how referees are incentivized through performance, not so much, oh, you made a good decision, I got a team relegated, so we'll give you a bonus. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And again, let me kind of go into the comments. Jay Henry, if there's no referee, there is no game, which is absolutely true, 100%. And apologies if I don't pronounce your name. Holden Duval, for me to get 38K a year and I have to work at least 14 hours a day and keep myself officiated on a Sunday league without no postponement of games, in my option, yes, this is a fair salary. Let me kind of go to, okay, that person has, actually, let me kind of go to PA quickly. Actually, you know what? Let me go to PA. Let me go to Mace quickly before we go on to the next bullet point. Mace, are you there? Hello? Hello, Mace. Can you please unmute your microphone? I'll give you 5 seconds. Mace, hope you're there. No, he's not there. Let's go to PA. PA, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, please give your opinion about professional referees and regarding salaries. Do you think it's fair that they're kind of that film referees are getting paid 48K a year?
I've already said what I need to say. I'm more with the referees, Nana and Jamal. Like I was saying, I can see both sides of the arguments. I've already said what I need to say, really. Like, for me, obviously, I'm a referee myself, so I'm not going to lie. I'll probably say, yeah, we probably do, because like Jamal said, refereeing pressure, the sacrifices we have to make, etc.
Cool.
But I can see the other guy's point of view, to be honest. But for me, definitely, like someone said, obviously, everyone wants them get more money for the job they do. So I can see both sides of the argument.
Thank you so much. So let's go on to the next point. Again, thank you for everyone that's tuning in. I'm literally just trying to get through as much calls, but again, I have to respect the guests here. Let me just repeat myself. Like, the guests here have, I would say, more than 80 years of experience within football. So if these guys don't know, then you know what? You're not gonna know anywhere else. So I would say let's kind of go on to this like bullet point. And again, I know this was, this has been said a few times. VAR, this is now making referees redundant. And again, Nana, let me kind of go to you. So if now, like, I'd say AI and like now kind of going kind of into that technology now is now taking a lot of the big decisions out of the referees' hands. Why should the referees, especially at the 48, 50K mark, be paid more?
Okay, so so as soon as they develop some sort of algorithm to make sure that a referee can, the AI can detect this being a foul or not, I'll certainly be out of a job. I'll be happy to stay at home and watch telly and see what's going on. At the moment, that's not happening. That's not going to happen. Video assistant referees are there to assist the referee. The referee makes the decision, and then there's a review of that decision. So, for example, if there's an offside, you know that, like, football is a very fast-paced game. You're not always gonna see everything. We are all human, and we are susceptible to making errors. So, if it's an offside, the linesman or the assistant referee would put the flag up and say, I think it was, or it wasn't. Now, I think that this has come about because of, again, the money in football. There's so much money in football that it's very fine margins now. So the man in the middle and on the lines need to make sure that they make absolutely the right decision. But knowing that, there's still errors in the game, VAR is there to review those decisions if it's the key match incident, not every single decision. The key match incidents, like the pens, the handballs, the offsides, the leading to a goal and all sorts, so that they can, because like we said before, one decision can mean a team getting relegated or a team getting promoted, for example. You understand? So it's crucial. I don't think, not in our generation or in generations to come, that there will ever be AI taking over football completely. It'll be great. It'll be great. I'll be out of a job. But like I said, with all the pressure, somebody said earlier on that there's a lot of referees. No, they're not. People are not signing up to be referees. I think Paul O'Reilly, one of them, said it. You can see in our games on a Sunday, because I play as well, you can see how difficult it is to get a referee to come and referee a game. That's a Sunday league game.
This is nothing
How much more the game?
No, wait, no. Literally, we are like not talking about like Sunday league football. We like talking about the elite and kind of going like back to the VAR. I mean, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, I don't really know the facts, but I think the whole VAR and the whole technology thing came when Frank Lampard scored against Germany, when the ball was blatantly over the line. And literally, I think that was when England were 1-0 down, or was it 1-1 against Germany, and it was blatantly over the line. Assistant linesmen, for whatever reason, couldn't kind of keep up with play to actually see the ball go over the line. So literally, this conversation in terms of technology has been about for like, I'd say a couple of years before the Frank Lampard's goal. So how I see it, and literally again, what I see on TV now, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, especially in the early days of VAR, if the video assistant referee indicates to the ref about, you know what, you may have to look at this decision, 9 times out of 10, the referee would literally side with the video technology. So literally, that's kind of taking a lot of power away from the ref, because again, exactly what you said before, football is a fast-paced game. We kind of like to have our opinions, and if AI is now taking control of that, why do we need someone in the middle running up and down, blowing for like a free kick when we can kind of go to the video assistant and say, was it a free kick, yes or no?
So you're saying that in this day and age you can have AI at the moment determine which is a free kick? Or not?
Well, you know what? What I'm saying right now is that and again, correct me if I'm wrong. And again,
that's a simple question. I mean, AI has been around for years, even before Frank Lampard's thing. What? Tennis use it, American football use it. They've been using it for time.
But you see, now, I have to sit on the fence here because again, I've got over bullet points. The only thing I'm saying is right now, the big decisions are now not with the referees, and everyone can actually see.
They are always with the referees. They make the decision, and then the VAR reviews them if they feel there's a mistake, there's an error.
Yeah, we have to make it clear as well. There's no AI in football other than GLT, goal line technology. There's no AI in football. Video assistant referee is just another referee in Stockley Park, basically assisting the referee with decision. So even if we were to create some sort of AI software for them to be able to detect offenses, you'll still need a referee for several things in regards to pitch inspections, even witnessing the coin toss, helping and organizing the review of injured players, and most importantly, diffusing confrontational situations. A robot, we're a long way away from artificial intelligence or a robot being able to do that.
Cool, thank you. And let me kind of quickly go to the comment. Hetman Security, Ray, your facial expression is killing me. So thank you for Hetman Security for like tuning in. Let's go straight to I think he's just gone. I think he's coming back right now. Ashley Cave, are you there? Let me get you in, Ashley. Ashley, how you doing, sir? What is your opinion about professional referees in the Premier League being paid fairly?
Okay, so I know a referee who is in the Premier League. He's a linesman, and from what I know, he gets paid fairly. But in terms of fairly, I don't think it's fair, because if a player is on 100,000 a week, why is it a ref only gets something that's like 10 grand? Not being funny, players shouldn't be on that amount of money, because there's so many other aspects to football that are behind the scenes that you see now on TV, like Amazon, where they do the whole, the Tottenham thing where you've got Mourinho talking to the players, and then you've done Leeds are on there now. And I watch these things and I think to myself, there's other people behind the scenes that work harder than them, and all they do is kick a ball in the air, and they earn so much money. And then there's been TV shows about players with nurses. Would you change or would you give your money to them? They're like, no, I'm not going to say how much to earn and all this other stuff. But then at the end of the day, we're all worried about, football. But then there's a pandemic going on. So why do they need to get paid all that money? We should just scrap it. Scrap it, start again. Yeah,
Scrap
people
what?
are going to miss football.
Sorry,
people are
scrap
going to
what?
miss football. So just scrap the Premier League. Why are we then paying for Sky to watch football? Look how much Sky has gone up in price. Look how much you've got Virgin up in price because of football.
It's business.
There's so much money. But there's so much money we're pumping into it. You got to think we are doing it. It's not them.
But let me
We're
ask you
pumping in
something,
the
my
money.
friend. Let me say something to you. If you don't like it, you don't have to subscribe.
No. I
one's
don't
forcing you.
subscribe.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
no one's
subscribe.
forcing you.
I don't subscribe.
That's the
But
thing.
at the
That's
end
the
of the
counter
day,
argument. No one's
not at all.
forcing you.
Not at all. There's no kind of argument for that. Not at all. Because you've got to think of it as this. Okay, so if you want to pay, you pay. That's fair enough. But then you've got to think about what happened with the FA Cup. Was it not the FA Cup on BBC for how many years? Then Sky went along and goes, okay, well, we're not going to make it free no more. So we're going to take it. So FA Cup was free. No. FA Cup was for everyone. FA Cup was from non-league all the way through to Premiership. That was something free for people who didn't have it because they knew not everyone can pay for it. All of a sudden now, BT have come along the last 5 years. They bought out Champions League and Europa League for 3 billion. They bought it out for 5 years. I didn't even know they bought out Europa League. I thought it was just Champions League. Then when I was like, oh, there's Europa League game on Channel 5, gone. So I'm like, so where's that gone? Then I hear BT took it as well. So they're taking things away from people that were supposed to be free. And then you're there saying, oh, it's up to you, it's your choice. Fair enough, it is. But if you want to watch football, why do you need to pay for it all the time? You shouldn't have to pay for it all the time. FA Cup was there for people so that they can go, okay, cool, yeah, let me sit down and watch this with my family or watch a game on Sunday or
my friend,
watch the FA
I
Cup
remember
final.
when there was only 3 channels on TV. There's over 40 channels now. Things move on.
Yeah, but there's certain things shouldn't be changed.
It's called
certain things shouldn't be
business.
changed.
It's called business.
Certain things shouldn't change though.
Ray,
everything moves on. Everything
Paul,
moves on.
Paul, let the man talk, please.
Oh, Ray, have you got anything to kind of counter argument in terms of what Ashley has just spoken about?
I think he's living in a very wonderful, fuzzy place. Not being rude, sorry, but you can't. At the end of the day, football it's like anything. Once business gets involved, things go up, things change. We'd all love football on the telly all the time for free, but that's not going to happen because you can't argue and say that watching the FA Cup in 1970 is the same as watching it now with all the different camera angles, all the different things that are in place, the quality of stadiums. That's all come from money that's gone into the game. So the game has got better for the money. So it's not, I don't think, and it's going away from the argument anyway.
But that's through the owners though.
Sorry?
That's through the owners. That's not through the people, that's through the owners. You've got Man City who are a nobody team and then the Arabs came in and gave them money.
No, but they get the money from the TV rights. So the money from the TV rights.
No, they don't. They got the money from their owners. Man City got the money from the owners.
You know what? Let me come in here and just say I think we're kind of skipping away from.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You know what? Thank you, honestly. Thank you for like coming on and literally giving your opinion. Please stay tuned in. So let's kind of go to the next point. And again, this is kind of something to like Ray and Paul. And I think a few people.
You didn't get asked about the VAR one, but that's okay. Go on.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. Well, you know what? Let's.
No, it's fine. You go on. You go ahead.
You don't always ask the same question.
Okay, well, wait, guys. You know what? This has been a lively debate. This is literally probably. This is definitely being like one of like the kind of best videos on the amateur football channel. So again, thank you guys for like coming on. So apologies, but you know what? Do not worry. We will have time. Again, this is I say a question to Ray and Paul. Without referees, there's no football at the elite level. So shouldn't more money go to the refs? And you may have answered this before, but again, can you please go more in depth in terms of why like this shouldn't happen?
How long is a piece of string? Where do you end spreading the money around? At the end of the day, this is the point that this was the argument yesterday in the group where referees should get more money because there's more money in football, and I don't see the link. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, you look at what somebody's doing, and somebody puts forward an argument to a wage that when they were going full time, they put a case together and said, this is what we feel is a fair wage for referees. And at the end of the day, I think they argued it very well. It's like if you look at, some would argue a tube driver and the salary they get. Some people argue it's massively inflated to what they're actually doing. Some people say no, because if somebody decides to jump in front of your train, you've got to deal with that stress. So there'll always be an argument for and against a specific wage. But my bold of contention is arguing, should they get more than the 48,000? I don't see any need to raise it. I think it's a very good wage. I think they've done very well out of it. And you're getting £1,500 extra each game. Now, I made a note when Jamal was saying that they will get possibly 15 to 20 games. Now, if you do an extra 15 games, you do 15 games, that's £22,500 on top of your 48K. It blows my mind that you're going to sit there and say they could get more. I'm sorry. The players are the ones that generate the income in football, not the referees. They, rightly or wrongly, take the lion's share of that wage, because without them, I don't turn on my telly to watch football. You could put 100 referees on the football pitch, I'm not watching it. You put footballers on the pitch, now I'm interested. I get the whole argument that they're needed to facilitate the game, but there are a number of other things that also are needed to facilitate the game. So to argue that they need more money, I'm sorry, I can't see why. I cannot. And nothing that's been said here has changed that view. And as Jamal said at the beginning, he was quite happy with the wage they're getting. And I can get that. If I was a referee, I'd be sat here saying, I'm happy with what we're getting because I think it's a good wage. I'd be more than happy. But to sit there and have it's like a footballer coming on here and saying, I think we should get a bit more. That
specific part of your argument is incredibly flawed. Obviously, the parts before that is very fair, but you and Paul, in my opinion, have been fair the whole show. So that doesn't surprise me. But no, I mean, footballer money is, we're talking about elite footballers, the footballers at the top of the tree, Neymar, Sterling. That's life-changing money. So that's why they can't say they should earn more. Obviously, I said mostly that I'm satisfied with the current salary that are offered because I know it's higher than what's in the graphic. And based on that, in regards to when the match fee on top of, because not just the basic salary, it's the match fees on top of it that top up the salary, the overall income, that I think makes it satisfactory. But I could only say it's satisfactory because there's always going to be that nana in me that could always make me understand as to why I probably should be earning more.
But then that's the same.
Remember that there's some raise and pulls that also exist, or Joe Blogs in the street that may think that my fee is astronomical. So we should be finding that balance as to what you need to remember the strain that referees are under in regards to the evaluation process, the fitness protocols, the traveling. Once you get a bullet sent to your house, I think your salary should always be in a higher bracket when you are under that potential level of threat. And then you have the match fixing element of things where you have to ensure people who work in certain fields are paid well enough so where they can't be easily turned by anything where their integrity could be questioned in regards to safety or money, betting, So, I mean, overall, I am sort of satisfied with the figure that I understand it to be, which is between 60 and 70,000 pound salary on top of the 1,500 pounds per match. And that's just only when you're a ref. That's only when you're actually refereeing Premier League matches. You also get paid doing preseason matches, youth tournaments, international youth tournaments, Europa League, Champions League, to where majority of the top level referees are earning between sort of $250,000 and sort of 350,000. And I think that is satisfactory.
Paul, have you got anything else to actually add?
I just don't understand. Can even argue the point, to be honest. I mean, Jamal is very knowledgeable, and I thank him for being on the panel and being honest tonight. We keep on going back to, no corruption in the sport. Why do you think that is? Because what they get is a good wage. So it doesn't come into...
No, it's not just that. It's not just that. So one issue, and once again, this is a separate show, and I'm more than happy to have it. There is a bit of an elitism problem, in my opinion, in top level refereeing. If you look at any top level referee in any country, and this is very well documented in Les Arbitres and UEFA Man in the Middle, all of the top referees are very successful people outside of refereeing. So they're coming into their top level elite salary already with a lot of wealth and affluence. So even UEFA man in the middle, one guy is high up in the
I'm
Dutch
surprised,
level.
Paul.
Another guy has a master's in anatomy. These, and same thing with the Premier League refs here. They were very wealthy. A lot of them were very successful and wealthy before they came into it. So they were already very difficult to be. So even if they're getting paid £10,000 a year, because they had so much wealth and affluence, they wouldn't be susceptible to match fixing and
So you've made our point. You've made our point again, Jamal. Thank you very much.
Well, I wasn't trying to make a counterpoint. I was just trying to make
you tried to make a counterpoint, but you've helped us immensely.
I think no. So I think you were right, but you weren't right from the correct angle. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So you're saying, you're saying they aren't corruptible because they're well paid. And I'm saying no. You are right. They aren't corruptible, but for a different reason.
Okay, so they're not corruptible because they've come from previous lives where they've made money. But let's wipe that, because the man on the street doesn't know that. The man on the street only knows a ref from him being a ref. We're not as acknowledgeable as you, the insight on what they've actually come from.
Yeah.
They earn a good wage. So that corruption is, I wouldn't say 100% because nothing's 100%, but it's very, very low risk because they are earning such a good wage. Corruption only comes into life when you are on the breadline and you think, you know what, it's worth the risk that I take that brown envelope.
I disagree. That's just greed.
Or you're greedy. Yeah.
A man earning 100,000 isn't going to risk that for a wage for a brown envelope of 10 grand.
True.
Okay.
Well, but it depends on how what
maybe
amount
you
of money
would,
you
Nana.
bribe them.
Maybe you would, but
Nana,
see,
you have to agree.
you're being stupid again.
Wait, hold on.
Somebody earning
If
100,000.
I'm earning 100K a week, and you came to me with £100 saying I'm going to give you this to look the other way, I'm going to probably tell you to go do one. But another person might say, I'm earning 100K. You came and gave me 1 million to look the other way. Another person might take it. So I'm saying to you, it's all about the human being, the person, and it's about greed. It doesn't. I don't necessarily agree that because they come from another profession, say they're lawyers or doctors, so they're incorruptible. I think it's about greed and integrity. If I want to take the money, I'll take the money. If I don't, I won't. It's just how you were built. So I don't necessarily agree with that point.
Thank you for that. And you know what? Again, apologies. Like there's so many people that literally want to come on and
bring them on, man. Bring them on.
Hold on, wait there, hold on. So
they're on our side anyway. So bring them on.
So Hepburn Security has literally come in with a few points, and I think this is about fitness. I think Jamal talked about referees in preseason doing fitness, and I think he's just kind of given the eyes regarding fitness. But again, let's not kind of go into that. Hepburn Security has also said corruption exists in all walks of life. Greed is no social class, and also as well, which is a fair.
Well done, Nana. You've won one. Well done.
And then you know what? Hepburn Security asked Big Sam. Big Sam was literally the England manager, and then he thought.
Yes, very good point.
Behind the scenes. You know what? That is a very, very good point. You know, again, like the top manager in the UK or in England had to take a brown paper envelope. So that is a good point. So thank you for that, Hepburn Security. Let's get some more people in. Mason, hope you are now with us. Mason, how you doing? Are you in? Mason, can you please unmute yourself? No. Okay, I'll take you off. You know what? Who else is in? Oh, Emeka is still in here. You know what, Emeka, let's kind of get your points in terms of what's been said so far. Emeka, I'm putting you back in. Let's unmute you. So regarding what you said so far, what do you think about the discussion? And and again, can you kind of probably highlight certain points that you will definitely take home?
I think we definitely need referees. I don't think anyone's saying that we don't need referees. It's more just like, I just don't think they deserve to get any more than they're already being paid. Yeah, I don't really know if there's much more to add to that. The only thing that I did have to add was the guy that came on saying that the Premier League should be stopped. That's just nonsense, really. But and going back to what I was saying earlier, I think you kind of misunderstood what I was saying about you can get referees from anywhere. It's more like, yeah, if you just put it into a business where I feel like refereeing is like an entry level role. So if it came to a point where the Premier League was like, oh, we're short of referees, you can look at other fields and be like, all right, we need someone that has a base level of fitness. You can put them in a classroom, teach them the actual rules of football within probably a week. You can get someone trained up to that level quite quickly. I feel like, whereas an actual footballer, I don't think you need to be looking at, the players get paid this, because I don't know. I think it's chalk and cheese what referees and footballers do, in that you can't teach someone to be like Sterling or Rashford, whoever it might be. But I could probably find someone and get them to a referee's level quite quick, especially when what we have at the moment. All right, you make the wrong decision, we got someone to back anyway with VAR. You don't need someone who's 100% perfect, because as you said, we're not perfect anyway. So what am I paying you all this money? What am I paying extra money for when I've got someone that's going to check your maths anyway?
Quick one before you go. Some really valid points. Could you teach someone to be a doctor in a week, or could you teach someone to drive a train in a week and leave him to drive a train?
No, but I don't see what the correlation is between the two.
Yeah, my point is, you're saying that you can teach, you can look into other fields and pick some people and put them in the classroom and teach them to become like high profile referees a week. And I was just trying to explain that it doesn't happen. It takes
it happened. We tried it. It just didn't work.
No one says it happened.
It failed miserably.
Saying it's an entry level role, but being a train driver and a doctor, they're not entry level roles, are they? You have to. That's
no, but we're talking about elite referees here. So it's a bit misleading when you say you can pick from different vocations and then put them in there. You can pick a lot of people from the streets everywhere into the entry level, like grassroots football. Yes, you can do that. But we're talking about Premier League referees here, international people referees here, and it takes years and years and years of experience. I've been doing this for 5-7 years. Probably a lot more, and I still have a lot to learn in terms of when it comes to Jamal is level 3, and he has loads and loads of experience. When he talks, you can understand, a lot of the things that he's saying and his insight. But I can guarantee you that when you talk about elite referees, there's no way you can pick anybody from anywhere and then train them up for a week in the classroom to do that. You need experience on the pitch. And various scenarios to be able to grasp what it is like to be a referee and understand what it's being a referee.
Yeah, I think the understanding, because what our caller is saying is the perception is, I suppose, that the Premier League is an entry level, but it isn't. So any sort of person taking the referee course will have to budget for around 15 to 20 years to get into the professional game, let alone the Premier League. So obviously, being an entry level referee at grassroots level, yeah, you can. I mean, we are literally pulled from the street when you take the referee course. So that you can do for sure. But to be an elite referee, absolutely no chance. We've already tried it. We tried to get footballers. We tried to get top level coaches to go into referee and take them to grassroots, and it didn't work. It just completely failed.
But I feel like if you listen to managers at the end of the game, how many times when you have the reporters like trying to push them to be like, was it the referee's fault that you lost there? They was like, no, it's not the referee. I feel like, especially with VAR now, the big decisions rarely are get wrong anymore. Like the little ones, if you're a manager, you're not like, it's not the referee's fault. Like if it's a little 50-50 tackle and it goes the other way, that's the part of football. So I don't know why you can expect to get paid more money when I feel like the job of a referee doesn't dictate a game of football as much as it used to anymore. Maybe like 5-10 years ago, you might be able to make the argument.
That's a fair argument. You have to remember though, with the some of the Premier League referees also do VAR, and that would be inclusive of the salary they receive.
But why should you get paid any more than what you're already getting paid?
No, Jamal, it's a fair argument.
I think the confusion came, when those figures went up. Now, as we've had this conversation, I've even been more enlightened, especially listening to Jamal, because I didn't even know that you know, the fees, when you put everything together, it comes to about 60, 70. And actually in the group, if I said what I think they should be paid is like 70K.
You didn't,
which is in line.
You missed that.
Did I not say that here? Between 50 and 70K.
The match fees. They don't do one match as a season. You knew they did matches. You knew they got multiple money.
Right. What I'm saying is the totality of it. The opening statements. What I said when we started is that I think 70K all inclusive is a good salary for a referee.
No, but that's based on bonuses. The argument was at the beginning of this conversation that £48,000 isn't enough in your opinion. They should get a bit more. That was your argument, and that's where I disagree totally. Forget the match fees, because the match fees are just the add-on. They might not do 15 games. They might do less. If they're rubbish, I'd hope they do less. But the basics is what you was arguing, that they should get more, and I don't think.
I understand what you're saying, which is fair. But the totality in a year, what I was saying, and I said it over and over again, a year, what I believe that a referee should be earning at elite level, I said 60 to 70K. That's what I meant, including the match fees.
You can't budget for the match fees. It's like a telesales person can't budget for the bonus because you don't know how much you're going to sell.
But of course I can. If it's a league referee, there's an X amount of games that you can do.
No. Yeah, but you might get
a club of 70K in your field of business. You're earning X amount of money. Forget overtime. Now, and what I'm saying is, in your field of business, if you earn 70K, that's okay. That's what I'm saying. In the referee,
the match fee
is inclusive of everything. If they earn 70K a year, I think that's fair. I don't think 48 is fair.
Right. So, but you can't include the match fees in that calculation, because if they break their leg, God forbid, in the first week, then they're out. So they're only going to get the basic, unless they've got an insurance that covers that. But they're only going to get the basic. So your argument is that they should get as a basic 70K plus the match fees. That's insanity.
All right,
well,
so
that's what they actually get. So,
okay, you know what? Thank you.
Now the was enlightened. You think that's right? That's insanity.
Honestly, guys, thank you. And Emeka, again, thank you for your words of wisdom. Please keep tuning in.
So we have to add Mecca to the panel next time.
I know. You know what? Emeka, you know what? I'm gonna literally probably contact you, and we will definitely add you to the panel. So the next bullet point, and again, this is literally for like everyone, but I would say more so to Jamal and Nana. I know Paul's been there quietly calculating, but again, let's
nah, he needs to go to bed. He's getting tired.
Because your argument is boring, Nana.
No, you're just too old. It's past bedtime. That's all.
Guys, listen.
Boring.
Listen. And again, guys, honestly,
70 grand.
And again, guys, you know what?
But hold on. The funny thing about this is, Nana works for the NHS, and he is asking for a ref who does 90 minutes to get 70 grand or more. Huh?
It makes no sense. What you just open your mouth and talk. It makes no sense.
Okay, guys.
I'm asking for somebody in the profession, which I understand what they do in the profession, to get a fair wage. That's my opinion. Yours is yours.
Your argument is starting from nonsense.
Guys, this is the Amateur Football YouTube channel. Please respect the channel. And again, thank you guys for coming on. Let me kind of go to the people in the chat. So Christopher Murray, to be a top referee, you have to do the same training, time, and effort as a player. Heaven Security, that's a great point. Why should referees be paid more when their responsibility is less? That isn't probably when we're talking about VAR. And Heaven Security again. Yes, get him on the panel. He talks sense. Emeka, you know what? You could be on this panel the next conversation that we have, 100%.
Take Nana's place.
That's it. Oh, you know what? Okay, and then Tyrone Roberts, 70K, you've gone too far. Now, Biggs. I don't know who Biggs is, but you know what?
Talking about.
Okay, all right, cool. So, So yeah, let's kind of talk about a referee. And again, this is probably to Jamal and Nana. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong. Mark Clattenburg, he was at one stage probably like a very high-profile referee in the Premiership, and then he decided to like go to China or kind of go to Saudi Arabia purely, let's be real, for the money. So so again, he like probably felt that he wasn't being paid what he deserved. Why do you think he went to Saudi Arabia and China?
Just answer it, don't you?
You know, and again, let's kind of talk about it. I mean, was like that the right thing for like him, and you know, should have the Premier League done better to kind of keep him within the league system?
Yes, it's hard to comment on Mark's career and Mark's life decisions. All I can say was Mark was definitely one of my favorite referees and was one of the most talented, sort of naturally gifted referees, modern referees, because, you know, the basics of referees, you're there to adjudicate and follow the rules of the game. Mark was for me one of the first who understood that for a modern referee, one of the most important skills of a modern referee is to avoid controversy and to understand that people like Ray and Poole exist. And as important as referees are, people aren't there to watch us. And I felt that he embodied that very much so. And that's why he got selected for some of the top Champions League matches. He got selected for the Euros and then was getting lined up for the World Cup in Russia, but then decided to retire suddenly, surprisingly. And that's why we had no English referees in Russia. But either way, I think I won't say it was greed. I think it's more ambition. He kind of realized how much other elite referees from other countries getting paid, and decided to make a pretty big life decision. It hasn't benefited us, even referees at my level, because we lost a lot of expertise and a lot of talent when he left. But in regards to was he unhappy with the amount of money he was getting paid, it looks that way. But I'm unsure.
Nana, Ray, and Paul. I mean, what do you guys think about?
It's an easy answer, isn't it? You're working in a company, and another company says, you know what, we will give you 300,000. You're gonna say bye bye to your old company and chop. No matter how happy you are, you're gonna go. So it's nothing hard. Someone's willing to offer him that amount of money, he's gonna go. We all would.
And to add what Paul's saying, because obviously it's basically impossible to argue with that argument. What Paul didn't know is Mark was far from happy. Mark was getting treated very badly. He was involved in a lot of controversies. Remember, he made a comment to John in front of John Obi Mikel. John Obi Mikel was racist. Then he kind of got in trouble for not following Premier League protocol because he wanted to go to a concert after a match. Then he had an issue with Neil Warnock because I think he said that he speaks to certain managers after games. He was under a lot of his character and integrity was constantly being scrutinized, and I think he was thinking he's achieved everything he wanted to, and he said, you know, I'm going to be gone. He was looking to leave, and then exactly what Paul said, someone came in and offered more money, and he took it. And Paul's thinking, hey, even if he was happy, he probably would have went. He definitely wasn't happy. I knew that much.
Ray, Nana, have you got anything to say about Paul? About Mark?
It makes perfect sense. At the end of the day, even now hearing the backstory, it just makes it all the more sensible. If you're under pressure, you're not happy, someone's offering you more money, pack a bag, see you later, set your family up for life. So I ain't got no argument with that decision. That's his personal decision, and that's the end of that, really.
Nana?
Again, I absolutely agree with that. If you look across the pond, I mean, these other European referees, the top elite ones are earning like 250K, 300,000. So why not? Why not the Premier League? Why not the referees in the Premier League? So if he sees that the grass is greener on the other side, yeah, why ever not? You go. You see, he's not like any common referee. He's a top official. So if he sees that he can make some more elsewhere, I'm sure most of us will jump ship. It's insane.
So before we kind of go to the last point, I just want to go into the comments. And again, thank you for everyone that's tuning in. This has been an hour and 40. This has easily been the most successful live show that I've had. So again, thank you for the panelists who have come on, that have literally made this really entertaining. Thank you for the people that have come in. And again, thank you for all of the comments. Hepburn Security, I can't have a referee being described as naturally gifted. Anyone agree? Does anyone want to?
Yeah, so that's a fair question, because I suppose we kind of had to discuss what talents are necessary. What sort of talents are necessary? So if you look at some of the talents that a referee needs, which is a high emotional IQ, being able to read how people are feeling, someone being approachable, and someone who knows how to speak to someone. And very importantly, someone who knows how to avoid controversy. I felt like Mark Clattenburg didn't have to be taught that the way a lot of us have to. Mark seemed to have it naturally. So when I say naturally gifted and talented, that's what I mean. Obviously, not naturally gifted to be doing step overs and to be physically fit and to cross the ball and good at free kicks. That's a different kind of talent. But yes, definitely so.
Cool, great stuff. And let's go down.
To add to that, referee is about managing people. Like Jamal says, it's about managing people as well as the application of the laws of the game. So it's not like he said, I'm just echoing this point, but just adding that you have to be able to manage people, because if you can't, that's not a job for you.
Cool. And let's go on to the final comments. Paul, let's start with you.
Yes, sir. What do you want to know?
Final comments about pro referees, and I don't know, and anything that you want to say.
Well, I think I've said my point from the very start. Privileged. No season ticket. They don't have to buy no train ticket, $4,000 a year to come to work. That money is pure theirs. Am I right, Jamel? They're not paying.
Yes, I would agree.
They're not paying traveling money, are they? They don't have to. They don't pay their own way to get to the stadium or to the hotel, do they? Huh?
No, he agreed, Paul. He agreed.
Yeah, so the figures
so
on that scale wouldn't have included the expenses.
That 60-70 is pure theirs. Now, again, I go back to the normal man on the street, because this is a working man's sport. What could you do with that? Huh? What could you do with that? You got $7,000 to send your kids to uni. What could you do with that? 70 grand in today's, and there's some guy asking for them to get more money. Huh? Oh, next person, man. This argument was done from the first minute we came on live. Crazy.
Great.
Crazy.
Your final comments.
No, my final comments. I think it's been a good discussion. I've learned some bits and pieces. I think probably if we'd have had the conversation with Jamal yesterday, I don't think we probably would have had this live event, because there's been a fair admission. There's been an acceptance of we get the wage we get is X, and it is a good wage, and it's acceptable. Now, I think. Yeah, so to me, as Paul said, it was wrapped up very early, our views. I've heard nothing on here to argue and I'm going to stay with the 48, because although I have no reason to disbelieve what Jamal is saying, it's not on there. So we came on this arguing about the 48. I'm going to stick with that. And I've heard nothing on this conversation to warrant me saying I've changed my views. We should up the basic 48 to a basic of 70. I just think that is lunacy. Maybe not lunacy. Lunacy is not the right word. I think it's unnecessary. I think the comparison between referees and footballers is one that I think needs to stop, because they're not footballers. They're not the people that generate the income. They're not the people. They are part of the package to facilitate the sport, and an important part of that package. But if you're talking about spreading the wealth around, then there are other areas that need to be addressed before we get to referees. there are other people involved in football that are important that I think need to be brought up to a certain standard before we start looking at how much a referee gets paid to blow a whistle at the end of the day. So that's me.
Jamal? Jamal, can you hear me?
Let me go before Jamal comes. I think it seems he's busy. Oh, you're back. I wanted to ask if
yeah, I think.
Oh, he's back.
I don't know if failure is the right word, but and I don't want to use the word education either.
We are losing you, Jamal.
He needs that 70K for the dial-up speed.
Well, am I frozen? Sorry.
Yeah. You are frozen right now. Could you repeat what you just said?
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes. Hello?
Sorry, am I back now?
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Everyone talking.
Yeah, sorry. Am I here now?
I think you've got to speak to your boss at the London FA.
Let me know when I'm back. Am I back now?
You're back,
Jamal. You are. We can literally hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all I heard was Ray saying, "Oh yeah, I need that 70K." Cheeky. Yeah. So if you guys can hear me now, so I don't know if education is the right word but clearly we need people like myself need to do better at bridging. Yeah, kind of just need to do better at bridging the gap between sort of referees and players and managers and at grassroots level, because if they understood the ins and outs of what, yeah, if people knew the ins and outs of an elite referee.
Oh, I think you're frozen, Jamal. I'm gonna literally go on to Nana. Nana, could you your final comments?
Yeah, I wish Jamal was there because I wanted to ask did he agree that the fees paid, which was the 48K, was okay in his opinion, or was he basing it on his figures as the 70K? Yes, right. Then that I'm in line with that, because from the very beginning, what I was saying was that I didn't think 48K was okay. I felt 60, 70 was much better in terms of what they need to do. This has been very educational for me, because you get out on the pitch on a Saturday or Sunday to officiate games, and you don't necessarily tend to get involved in the high level things that the elite referee has to do, in terms of knowing their basic wage, their basic salary, and everything that they have to do. So it's been very educational for me as well. I still think that they deserve every bit of money that they get. 200K is a lot of money, but I think 60, 70K is good enough. They have to deal with a lot, with the nature of their job, and I think it's a fair assessment for me. I think that even if should we get another conversation going to get an even higher level referee on this panel, it might be even more educational for all our viewers and our listeners. And that's where I leave it with.
You know what? We have now opened up debate, and exactly what I said before. Thank you for everyone's contribution. It's kind of definitely been, we're kind of going on to 2 hours, and we've still got people coming in with their comments. Let me kind of go back. So Colin Wirrell, I've been on both sides of football. Hepburn Security, great debate, guys. Paul is just there to kill,
and he has.
He's just grumpy. He's way past his bedtime.
And he has killed.
Wait, hold on, guys. Come on.
Easy kill.
Colin has said refs looked after very well. And Colin is actually, thank you, Colin. Colin, good subject to have. And again, this is something that someone's also mentioned. Why are there no black refs in top football? And again, this is something that we could possibly even talk about. Headband Security has just come in again. That's a great idea, Nana. And again, thank you for everyone that's been tuning in. I've literally enjoyed every single moment. And last comment is Tyrone Roberts. Good debate. Brilliant, guys. And again, I think Jamal's not here. Again, let me kind of just like say from the kind of get-go, thank you so much to kind of everyone that's put in their comments. Thank you to everyone that's kind of come in on the video chat. Ashley, John, PA, Mecca, James, I believe. Thank you so much. And again, as I said before, the like 4 panelists, Ray, Paul, Nana, and Jamal got over 80 years of football experience. So I literally
sound old. Please stop.
No, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So
Paul has got 60. The rest you can share them.
That's why it was easy work with you, Nana, because I've got more experience.
I don't know what work you did.
I don't know what work you did at all.
Experience.
All right.
To be fair, I just want to say
wrapping it up. Hold on. Before getting out of hand.
I just want to say Ray was more sensible than I thought. So big ups to you, Ray. A lot of things that came out of Paul's mouth was a lot of rubbish.
Of course.
But
of course.
Yeah,
because everybody else agreed with what we were saying. So of course it was rubbish coming out.
It's not everybody else agreeing what you were saying.
Please, how are you going to get a hold of this? You're there looking lost.
Well, you know what? You know what? Listen,
But when you make arguments, you make sensible arguments. That's what I'm saying. You don't compare.
I made a sensible argument from the
no, you
second.
didn't.
No, from the first second. Privileged.
This is over. But again, this is literally what the viewers want to see. Like, 2 passionate people that literally believe exactly what they say. So you know what? Sometimes
one with common sense and one who wants to be a Premier Ref. Okay.
Oh dear. You know what? Before let's take all of this chat to the WhatsApp group. And again, guys,
can you leave him so he can go and sleep, please? I think he needs to go and piss and go and sleep.
My head's hurting. My head is hurting.
Listen, again. Thank you for everyone that's been tuning in.
Well done.
Thank you to Jamal that's not here. But again, Nana, Paul, Ray, honestly, thank you so much for kind of making this the most entertaining live that I have done so far. And again, this is going to be one of many. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, bro. Anytime.
Thank you very much.
Can I just say thank you for everybody, and we're Independent Vets Football Club. We've got a YouTube channel showing our games. So if you like the banter that you've heard today, there's much more on a Saturday on the line. So if you fancy a really good laugh watching a very good Vets team play, look out for us on YouTube.
Yeah. So literally kind of go into YouTube and just type in Independent FC Vets, or literally DM me either on YouTube or Instagram, and then I will literally direct you to the Independent Vets YouTube channel. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe to Independent. Please and subscribe to the London FA. Please and subscribe to the amateur football platforms as well. My name is Bean Breeze. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys real soon.
Bye bye.